So how do we do temperature? On that conversion sheet, there are two formulas you can use. F is equal to 9/5C plus 32. Or you can use C is equal to 5/9 F minus 32. Where the hell do those numbers come from? Water. What is the freezing temperature of water? What does water freeze at? 32 degrees Fahrenheit. What's the freezing temperature in Celsius? They said, what the hell? Where did this come from? What makes sense? Bingo. They said, this is, you're Fahrenheit stupid. If we're using water, let's use water. And if it freezes, we're going to call that 0. Where does water boil? Do we know? Exactly. It actually is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. The metric people said, that's stupid. Who's going to remember that? What makes sense? Mm-hmm. Are you sure you're not taught French? Yeah, instead of using the stupid numbers, they said, let's start at 0 and end at 100. Boom. So do you see where the 32 comes from? All of the Fahrenheit numbers are 32 higher than the metric. But where do the fractions come from? What's the difference between those two numbers? 100, right? What's the difference between these two numbers? If we compare them, what does that reduce to? That's where your 9/5 comes from. Where do you think the 5/9 comes from? So let's do one. Give me a temperature in either Celsius or Fahrenheit. Don't care. 8 degrees Celsius is what in Fahrenheit? Which formula do you use? Or do you want to know about Craig's shortcut? This is your bonus for coming today. I don't use either one. I use a variation of this. What's your 1.8 coming from? What's that? Bingo. 9/5 as a decimal is what? Isn't 1.8 going to be a lot less work to put in your calculator? Okay, so I'm going to use my version. And why they don't give that to everybody, I don't know. I think it's because of the fraction, and this, because a fraction is if you use 1.8, nobody knows where it came from. So what do we do now? Eight is Celsius. We'll get in for C. For 8. .8 times 8 is, I want to say 14.4. Somebody check my math. Is it? 14.4 plus 32 is 46.4 degrees. That parentheses W. Does that make sense? Well, 8's not really very high above 0, is it? Is 46.4 that far above 32? So what if it was 8 degrees Fahrenheit instead, and we're doing the other direction? Now what do you do? Well, they gave me Fahrenheit, so plug it in for F. Can you solve this equation? Doesn't that look like what we did in section 11? What could you do with that? How can you get C by itself? What? Undo what they gave. They gave us multiplying by 1.8 and adding 32, which makes more sense to get rid of? The 32. Ooh, I get negative 24 degrees is equal to 1.8 C. And divide by 1.8. Somebody help me out with that. C is equal to negative. Negative 24 divided by 1.8. Does that make sense? Well, where's 8 degrees Fahrenheit? It's below 32, isn't it? Does it make sense that this would be a negative number then? So that's why I use this, because I can use it for either one. A, B, I don't have to deal with fractions, and C, I don't have to worry about damn parentheses. But you use which one you would like to use. Now the thing is, this is not on that formula sheet. So if you want to use it, you got to write it down yourself. Okay, one more real quick. How about negative 40 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit? Celsius is equal to what in Fahrenheit? Go. I'm done. Believe it or not, negative 40 Celsius is negative 40 Fahrenheit. Plug it in. Negative 40 is equal to 1.8 times negative 40 plus 32. 1.8 times negative 40 is negative 72. So if you look outside, check it. If you've got an outside thermometer, check it. That's where they mean.